Warning, spoilers, or minor ones anyway. In 2011, the DC comic book universe was rebooted after the Flashpoint storyline. Fandom didn't take that very well. It didn't help that it seemed that management and the creators at DC either didn't know what they were doing or they weren't that prepared. 4 years later, there was the Convergence storyline that brought back briefly all the past characters. From out of that came Rebirth, the relaunching of the DC Universe titles, as well as bringing back the pre-New 52 continuity. But in a twist, it's keeping the New 52 continuity as well. How can one universe with two continuities work without blowing to smithereens? I don't know. But the limited series The Doomsday Clock is supposed to answer all those questions and fix everything. In the giant-sized Rebirth special written by Jeff Johns, we learned that the Flashpoint Paradox storyline was a lie. Sorta. We find out that the new universe wasn't reset by what Barry Allen the Flash did. The culprit was Dr. Manhattan. He apparently changed things when he left the Watchmen universe in 1986. How did he do this and why? Who knows? It didn't seem DC Comics had a clue, and they just seemed to want to give the fans the universe they wanted, the 1986 to 2011 one, but keep the new 52 universe as well. They wanted their cake and eat it too. You know what though? It worked. New life was breathed into the characters and the fans enjoyed it. The difference here is that unlike with the New 52, the creators on these titles were all good writers and artists. The writers understood and seemed to enjoy writing the characters. Because of that, the comic book fandom didn't point out how it didn't make any sense to have two continuities in one universe and how this couldn't go on for much longer. DC management seems to have a plan, maybe, and that's where the Doomsday Clock comes in. Issue 1 starts with the Watchmen universe in disarray. The world is about to end soon. The first main character we follow is Rorschach. Not the original one since he's dead, but someone posing as him that seems to be almost as unbalanced as he is, or was. He breaks out a married couple from prison to do a job, to save the world from God, using their missing child as leverage. He takes them to the mastermind he's working with, or for, Ozymandias. He realized immediately that his grand plan at the end of Watchmen wasn't gonna last. It was more of a band-aid on a critical wound kind of thing. He also found out that the world is going to end and he needs help to save it and find God. The issue ends with Clark Kent having a nightmare. When he wakes up, he's shaken by it. Lois, who was laying next to him, also said the entire apartment building was rumbling because of his nightmare. The reason this is even more disturbing to him because he said he's never had a nightmare before. I call shenanigans on that one. I'm sure he's had nightmares over the last 20 plus years. Didn't he have one when he first teamed up with Swamp Thing in like 1986? I doubt writer Jeff Johns went back to check that part out though. But for the sake of this story, I'll let that one slide. This is a good start to the event. This has a larger page count than most comics, but it was a very quick read. Johns was able to drop the reader easily into this world. He explained the situation and what happened in the Watchmen story in only 3 pages. There was exposition, but it wasn't annoying or forced. The art was good because it was Gary Frank, so of course it was. It did seem that he altered his art a bit to resemble the grittiness of the Frank Gibbons Watchmen work. The muted colors also helped give off this feel. The only issue I have with this is the amount of panels in this issue. There are a ton of 8 to 9 panel pages here. Whenever something like this happens, I feel the writer is overindulging themselves. You're not letting the artists do their job. You can stifle their creativity that way. This is also going to be a long series and it's going to need to have a whole lot of cinematic moments, but the reader can't experience those moments if there's only like 8 or 9 panels instead of like 2 or 3 or 4. Because in a lot of these pages in this issue, they were just basically headshots. I'm letting that slide for this because 1, it wasn't that annoying here yet. If this occurs throughout the entire series, then it will be a problem. And 2, the artist Gary Frank was able to make do with the situation in a way that I don't think most readers will even notice. He was very creative in how he drew in such a tight space. Well, so far so good. I hope this series will solve my problems I've had with everything after Convergence. And if you like this video, then please comment below, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help out some more, then please subscribe to my VidMe channel as well. If you want to help even more, you can donate at least $1 to my Patreon. And until next time, remember to read more comic books from around the world and watch more 2D and stop motion animation, venture on.